Okay, let's talk murder by degrees. So we're out of common law murder now. Now we're into those MBE questions where they give you the law. Okay, so first degree murder has to be deliberate and premeditated. Deliberate and premeditated. Okay, we know this, but what is deliberate? Deliberate means it is carefully considered while in a clear state of mind. Deliberation means, that's right, carefully considered while in a clear state of mind. And premeditated means time to reflect. Okay, so first degree murder, here's our full rule script. First degree murder must be deliberate, meaning it was carefully considered in a clear state of mind, and premeditated, meaning the accused had time to reflect. One more time, first degree murder must be deliberated, meaning it was carefully considered while in a clear state of mind, and premeditated, meaning the accused had time to reflect. Okay, remember, murder is what kind of crime? It is a specific intent crime. So, can a mistake be a defense? No. What can negate intent, though? Anything that negates the mens rea. So, diminished capacity, intoxication, involuntary intoxication, will negate the intent for first degree murder. However, you can't use voluntary intoxication as a defense if you got drunk just to kill someone. Okay, so remember, what negates intent? Diminished capacity will negate intent. Voluntary intoxication will negate intent if you were drunk and then well, probably not. Involuntary intoxication, if it negates the mens rea. Also, our other defenses: self-defense, imperfect self-defense, an honest but unreasonable belief that your life is in danger, insanity, and of course, if someone's attacking you in your home, that is also a defense to murder. Okay, first degree murder, deliberate, carefully considered while in a, that's right, clear state of mind. Premeditated, meaning time to reflect. Okay, second degree murder is one of two things. A, an intentional killing that did not happen with premeditation or deliberation, or an unintentional killing where there was the intent to inflict great bodily injury. Second degree murder, intentional killing without premeditation or deliberation, or more likely, an unintentional killing where the killer intended to actually inflict great bodily injury. Second degree murder would include depraved heart murder because there is that high degree of reckless indifference to human life. All right, second degree murder, intentional without premeditation or deliberation, or unintentional, but there was intent to inflict what? Great bodily harm. And this includes, of course, depraved heart murder, because intending to hurt or kill someone, intending to inflict great bodily harm is certainly very reckless. And any intentional killing is certainly very reckless. Okay, number 3, voluntary manslaughter. We know it, heat of passion, adequate provocation, no time to cool off. Okay, let's go deeper into the adequate provocation. Adequate provocation doesn't just mean you find your wife sleeping with another man. It means that it would overcome the will of a reasonable person. Adequate provocation means it would, that's right, overcome the will of a reasonable person. And no time to cool off means that it went down so fast, it was immediate and concurrent. So, heat of passion, adequate provocation that would overcome the will of a reasonable person, and no time to cool off, immediate or concurrent. Involuntary manslaughter, remember, some intentional killings can be reduced to manslaughter. Okay. Involuntary manslaughter is an unintentional killing. An unintentional killing. So, second-degree murder could be reduced to involuntary manslaughter if it was unintentional. Involuntary manslaughter is an unintentional, reckless, or negligent killing. An unintentional, reckless, or negligent killing. Involuntary manslaughter, an unintentional, reckless, or negligent killing. Remember, recklessness is there's a conscious disregard for that high risk of death. And negligence is that you should have known that there would be a high risk of death. That's criminal negligence. Okay, misdemeanor manslaughter, our fifth and last. A killing occurs during an act that is wrong in itself, but not a felony. The killing occurs during an act that is wrong, but it is not a felony. Okay, so malam in se means wrong in itself, not malam prohibitum, like speeding, a traffic violation. Okay, so misdemeanor manslaughter, killing occurs during malam in se, an act wrong in itself, like assault or battery. That is wrong in itself, but not a felony. So if you intend to batter someone or assault someone, but the person dies as a result of your criminal act, you have committed misdemeanor manslaughter. Note that we're going to differentiate this where we have an unintentional killing, which is where the person intended to inflict great bodily injury. Okay, so remember, second degree murder is an intentional killing without premeditation or deliberation, or an unintentional killing with intent to inflict great bodily harm. Okay, let's contrast this to misdemeanor manslaughter, which is a lesser degree of murder. Remember, battery can be any touching, and assault can be a failed battery. So the killing occurs during an act that's wrong in itself, but not a felony. So if we assault someone or batter someone, but we had no intent to kill them, we have killed during a wrongful act. But things like killing someone via a traffic violation, well, there's probably something else for that, but it is not misdemeanor manslaughter. All right, one more time. First degree, deliberate, carefully considered while in a clear state of mind, premeditated, time to reflect. Second degree, what kind of intentional killing? That's right, without premeditation or deliberation. How about the unintentional killing? There's an intent to inflict what? That's right, great bodily harm, and this includes depraved heart murder. Voluntary manslaughter, heat of passion, adequate provocation sufficient to overcome the will of a reasonable person, no time to cool off. Involuntary manslaughter, in an unintentional, reckless, or negligent killing, you had a conscious disregard or you should have known of the high risk of death. And finally, misdemeanor manslaughter, a killing occurs during an act wrong in itself, but not a felony.